Hello ครับสวัสดีครับก็กลับเข้ามาที่ช่องของเรานะครับ Hello everyone. So today we are doing something different. We are having the new guys coming here, and he's from Canada, and this is gonna be fun because we're gonna have some Canadian person, and it's gonna be fun, and I hope it's gonna be fun. I don't know. Jay is coming here in like probably like an hour and a half, but like before that, let's say hello to our new friend here. His name is Ryan, and let's see. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, how are you?
I am fine. How is it going there?
Things are good. So it was a very hot day in Bangkok today,
Yep.
which is nice.
Yeah, it's super hot here in Bangkok in the past couple weeks now, and yeah, I was really dying here. but so let's see. So I think sorry. I'm so sorry. Where are you from again?
Okay, so I'm from just outside of Toronto, Canada. It's sort of in the a little east of the middle of Canada. It's in a province called Ontario.
Ontario. Yeah. It sounds like isn't that like very cold area?
It is very cold in Canada in the winter. So we have 4 seasons, and so we have a summer, which still gets hot, although not quite as hot as Thailand. I think a average summer day in Canada would be like maybe 20 degrees Celsius, and then in the winter,
that's still colder than Thailand.
Yes, and in the winter in Canada, it is extremely cold. Sometimes in the Canadian winter, depending on where you live, the temperature can drop well below zero.
Well, how is it going here? I mean, like the country here is kind of like I feel like we are living next to the sun, I think, or maybe like we are being barbecued and we are being grilled, and it's kind of like burning badly.
So I've been here for just a little over a year. I first came April of last year, and it was very hard for me to adjust because, as we all know, April is a very hot month in Thailand.
It is indeed. Yeah, so let's see. I remember that when I was in the US, some people say that Canadian people, you guys are the nicer version of like people who live in American continent.
You know, some people do say that, and it's definitely it's kind of known around the world that Canadians are friendly. I personally think Canadians are friendly, and yeah, generally speaking, I think we're a little more friendly. It's just something that you know, it's a very Canadian cultural value to be friendly and, you know, try to help people as best you can.
Okay, let's see here. Let's see, blah blah blah. So I'm sorry. So what were you doing before you were being a teacher?
So I kind of have an interesting story. I have been in Asia for over 2 years. And growing up in Canada, I used to compete in martial arts and kickboxing. And I competed in Canada and the United States. And I got a little bit better, and I won a few amateur titles. And one day, I got an opportunity to fight in China for kickboxing. And I thought it was, you know, I thought it was a really amazing opportunity. And, you know, to be honest with you, I didn't really know a lot about China or even a lot about Asia. I have Asian friends in Canada, but I didn't really know a lot about the culture here and some of the just how different things are. So I know yourself that you spent quite a bit of time in the United States, and it is very interesting when you see both sides and just kind of how each place is kind of different and unique in its own way.
And yeah, that is like Ryan's story. And let's see, Canada, when people here in Thailand think of Canada, we are thinking about it's a cold weather, it's a beautiful country. But when I think about Canada, I think of like it's kind of like the place that um it's like the place that people go there to visit for the vacation. And because I used to work in the film industry, so like when we thought of like Canada, we thought of like we should go there to shoot some movie. And some sample is that like the movie that I used to watch called Twilight, like they all shot in like Canada. And now let's see, Supernatural, they are shot in Canada.
Yep.
And so so yeah, so like so many movie that in Hollywood, when they said that like they were shooting in Los Angeles, most of them they shot in Canada. And yeah,
Yeah,
let's
no,
see.
it's interesting. We do shoot a lot of movies in Canada, and I think Canada has very nice scenery. It's a very big country, so it's so different all over. If you go to the west of Canada, it's beautiful mountains. If you go to the middle of Canada, there's a province called Saskatchewan. It's just flat and it's just farms. If you go out to the east, it's beautiful islands where there's a lot of fishing and a lot of sort of like a seafood and what we call a maritime culture. And so I think that attracts movies to want to come there. It's a beautiful place.
So let me ask you this. Do you like, for example, like when I thought of like Canadian people, I thought like either like you guys are like very extremely nice, or you guys are like super martial art fighter, like just like you, like I thought of like Wolverine, Rulogan. And like he's like so hardcore, like the fighter. And then like when I thought of Canada again, I thought of like something else, like the guy like who always says sorry for everything. Like, so which one are you? Are
Yeah.
you like the Wolverine guy, or are you like because like I because like we met for like 2 weeks now. And somehow when I talk to you like when I met you, you said like you're like the martial art fighter, but you gave me the vibe like you're like Canadian nice person. But like you said that you were like a hardcore fighter, so I'm like, are you Logan, like Wolverine, or are you like the Canadian?
Am I like the skinny Wolverine? I think that what. Canadians, we're very nice people, and that's something that we're culturally glad to have. But we're also tough people. Like, so we don't want to cause trouble or anything. But if you cause trouble with us, we're very tough. And to be a very successful martial artist, it takes a lot of discipline and it takes a lot of respect. And I'm sure a lot of our Thai viewers that watch Muay Thai and know a lot about Muay Thai, it's very much the same. Like the higher level guys are they're very disciplined, they're very respectful. They're not just like guys who get drunk at the bar and try to start fights. So
Yeah.
I think we're tough people, but we have a culture of respect. We'd rather be friendly.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about your culture. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think there's going to be a lot of cool things that people.
Okay. So the first question is I'm sure that Thai people we don't know about this culture. I mean, this is the first time that I heard about it. Also, like, Hawaiian pizza is made by Canadian, but it's called Hawaiian. And it was, yeah, it sounds like American, but
Yeah. Do you know the story?
Can you
Um,
tell me the story,
oh, hey,
please?
sorry. Cut out. Do you know the story of why it's Hawaiian? It's called Hawaiian?
Is it? It's not from Hawaii.
No. So this is very funny. So Hawaii, yes, as you know, is an island. You know, it's an American island in the Pacific, but Hawaiian pizza was invented in Canada, and the man who invented it, Hawaiian pizza has pineapples on it. It has pineapple, and the pineapples that the man used, the can was called Hawaiian pineapples. So he called it Hawaiian pizza.
Okay, this, this sounds like this sounds interesting. Like so I heard that it was like popular somewhere in Australia. Is it?
Yes, it's very popular in Australia for some reason. I don't know why. And people, you know what? It's funny. People like Hawaiian pizza in Canada, but I don't think they love it. Like for me, I would prefer like just a regular pepperoni pizza. Some people like pineapple on pizza, and some people don't.
So what kind of pizza do you prefer?
Um, I um, I really like, you know what, just lots of cheese and lots of pepperoni. So my favorite pizza place in Bangkok so far is a place called Soho Pizza.
Soho pizza,
Yeah,
not
S O.
the. So it's not like the pizza company, is it?
No, okay, the pizza company is good, but it's not great. and, and it like I still eat Pizza Company a lot. I like it. I like it. I do. But there's a place, and honestly, I can't remember the BTS stop that I had it at. I'm forgetting, but it's like Brooklyn, New York style pizza. They do it a special way, and it tastes very much like back home.
Um, let's see. I heard of like you guys have something called the Canadian bacon. Is that the one?
Yes.
Is that like the real thing, or is it like just something that people in America made up?
No, that is a real thing. It's a real thing, and so normal bacon is very thin. And so, as we all know, bacon is pork. It comes from a pig.
Mm-hmm.
And Canadian bacon comes from like the back area of the pig. It's a thicker meat,
Mm-hmm. Mm,
and
yeah.
it is delicious. I love Canadian bacon. And also, if you are in Thailand and you have a Tops supermarket near you,
Mm-hmm.
you can buy Canadian bacon. You can buy it here in Thailand. I've bought it. So if you've never tried it, I encourage you to try it.
Yep. Let's see. So this is like something very, very surprisingly. It's kind of like very surprised me because um, when I was in the US, I know that like people there they speak like they speak some of them most of them they speak one language. Maybe like they are bilingual, but like they're not very proficient. But now here is like I did some research today, and I found that you guys have something called bilingual French English, and you guys have something like 80%, 98% or something like that you guys speak both languages.
Yes. So quite a lot of people. It's kind of funny. So French is Canada when it was founded. So it's kind of funny. Canada as a country is only like I should know this, but I think it's only like a couple hundred years old. I can't remember the exact, right? And it was an English colony came and a French colony came, and they fought for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then what ended up happening was, I guess they just decided, you know what, let's just stay here together. And so as Canada grew as a country, our two languages are English and French. And so when we go to school, so in Thailand, you guys learn English, and as well as at my school as well too, I know you Mandarin.
You do wait, oh yeah, you teach in, yeah. Well, you're a teacher in Thailand. Yeah. I remember now. Yeah. So we do Mandarin, we do English, we do Thai. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so in Canada, it's just French and English, and we learn it a lot in school. So a lot of people can speak both. It's funny, I can't speak a lot of French, but I learned it as a kid, and then I stopped kind of paying attention. And when I hear French people speak, I can like kind of understand, but I couldn't like speak back. So it's kind of funny. I still remember a little in my head.
Do you kind of so like when someone speaks to you in French, do you recognize the language? I mean, like, do you like, it's kind of like something funny that like because like my family is Chinese also, and my mom speak in Chinese to me. Well, she speak in Chinese to her family. When I was younger, I recognized the Chinese, so I do kind of like understand, but like I cannot speak back to them. And then when I grew up, I watched a lot of animation. So some word I do recognize them, but I cannot speak back to them. Do you have like the same thing like that to you?
I feel the same way. So I'll hear sometimes people speak French, and I'm sure anyone, especially the listeners now who speak Thai and English, you can understand. At first, you don't understand like the full sentences, but you start like hearing those words that you remember. And you're like, oh, he said this word, and oh, he said that word. And then so when I hear people speak French, I get an idea of what they're talking about, but I couldn't like, speak back to them.
So we got the viewer. We got the first lady said Wasana. She said, "Hey, I love you." And the other lady said, "I know Thai." She said hi. So hello to the viewer from my Facebook. What do you think of Mr. Ryan here? Mr. Ryan, yes. This guy from Canada, and he has been here for like how many months? Like 3 or 4 months.
In Thailand, so I've been here for just about a year. I got here last April, and I've been living in Bangkok for the entire time. So I got a job here as an English teacher at a government school, and I really like it here, and I like the people and the food, and I really enjoy learning about Thai culture. I just have to work on the language a little more. I'm still working. It's a hard language. So, but so far I can say "Sawasdee krap," "Sabadi mai krap." So I'm working on it.
So we have Yaya. She was like one of our guests. She said, "Yay, what's up?" So do you speak? Like, she was here last time, and she like we were on the topics of me and the other guy named Jay. So do you say hello in different way than American?
Yeah, we do. Like, so it's kind of funny, but English, like, so there's a lot of countries that speak English, but we all have like different slang. Like we have different ways. And so like, like honestly, as a Canadian, if I see my friend, like one of my close personal friends, I wouldn't say this to, like my boss or, someone professional, but if I'm hanging out with my friends and I see my friends, I just say, "Hey, what's up?" or "What's up?" I got a friend watching from Canada right now, actually, as well. And, "Hey, what's up, Justin? How you doing, brah?" So yeah, we kind of have our own little ways of how we greet each other.
And can you say hold on 1 second. Let me rephrase it. The viewer, one of the viewer in my channel said, "Do you think do you have like the same accent in Canada for example, in Thailand, we do have like regional, which is like the Bangkok accent, and we have like Isan accent, and we have like the Southern accent and the Northern accent. Do you guys have like similar accents, something like that in Canada?
No, absolutely. There is different accents. So I come from a province, Ontario, and provinces like Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and as well, I would say like British Columbia as well too. They speak sort of like how I sound. And then you have the province of Quebec, which, as I said earlier, that's the French colony. So when they speak, they're known as French Canadian. So they can speak English as well too, but it has like a French accent. So and then when you go to the this is kind of funny. There's a very funny province. I hope there's no Newfoundlanders out there, but there's a province that's in the east, and it's like far out in the east, and they have a very kind of, to the rest of us, like a very funny accent. Like when you meet a Newfoundlander, they're just like, "Oh, how are you doing, bud? Like we're gonna go out fishing later." So
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that in the show. Yeah.
So we got accents for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. So the next one that we are gonna talk about is so we have this one Canada. I saw that Canada has fewer people than Tokyo metro area.
Yes, so that is true. I know it sounds crazy, but Canada is the second largest country in the world. Only Russia beats us in terms of how big they are. And people always wonder, like, why aren't there so many more people in Canada? The truth is, 90% of Canada is almost like unlivable. It's so far up north, it's so cold in the winters that, like, nobody wants to live there. Like, you'd freeze to death. Like it's like minus, like 60, minus 40 to minus 60 degrees. And so it's funny, like a lot of Americans like to joke, most Canadians, we live on the border with the US. And Americans like to joke and be like, "Oh, that's because you need us," or "That's because you like us." The truth is, it's too cold to live anywhere else. So that's the most far south.
I saw the show called How I Met Your Mother, and they always take a joke about one character. She's from Canada, and well, long story short, they say that Canada, like they say that you guys are very resistant to the cold, and is that like something that like is that like something true on that? Like,
Yes, it's totally true, because it's because, like, our winters are very long in Canada. So our winters are like longer than our summers. So the winter in Canada, it around November, it starts getting cold and it starts to snow. And then it's like December, January, February, March. Okay, sometimes it will even continue to snow as late as April, right? So that's 6 months of winter, and it's cold. And when you grow up, at the end of the day, you can't escape winter. You still have to go to your job, you still have to go to school. So, you wear like a lot of warm clothing and coats, but you definitely get used to the coldness.
So hold on one second. Let me wrap my head around. So I saw one of the video, like they have like the cup of the boiling water, and then they threw it up in the air, and then the water become vibrate, and then like when it came down, it become ice.
Instant.
Yeah. ครับ hold on, let me say that thing to my page ครับก็ครับร้านเขาบอกว่าคนที่ประเทศของเขาเนี่ยก็คือยังไงอ่ะ บางทีหิมะตกก็ประมาณเป็นเกือบปีเลยนะครับก็คนเขาว่าก็จะยังต้องไปทำงานต้องไปเรียนหนังสือก็คือเขาจะต้องแบบไปออกไปข้างนอกไปทำธุระแต่ว่าหิมะก็ยังตกเกือบปีก็คือยังไงซะคนแคนาดาก็เลยต้องแบบออกไปก็เลยแบบต้องไปเรียนรู้การใช้ชีวิตของการที่จะมีอยู่ในเรียนรู้กับการอยู่ในช่วงน้ำแข็งที่มันมีแบบมีน้ำแข็งมีหิมะตกอะไรอยู่เรื่อยๆครับก็ชีวิตของเขาก็คือยังไงอ่ะคนแคนาดาเนี่ยการใช้ชีวิตของเขาก็จะอยู่กับหิมะอยู่กับน้ำแข็งตลอดเวลาก็คืออาจจะทำให้ประเทศของคนอื่นเนี่ยมองดูว่าคนนี้เนี่ยแตกต่างจากประเทศของเรานะครับ The next one, let's see. When I live in the US, people are making fun of Canadian people from Canada. This is something funny. I don't know if you got offended or not, but so have you heard of like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
6 degrees. It sounds familiar, but you'd have to remind me.
So like I used to work in the film industry, so they have something called 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon because like it's kind of like everyone in the Hollywood they have some point to like relate to Kevin Bacon, whether they are working and then like they have someone that used to work with Kevin Bacon, and so this is about Ryan Gosling because they say that everyone relate to Ryan Gosling. Everyone in Canada when they come to Hollywood, they are related to Ryan Gosling. So I look at this one and so yeah, it's kind of like something funny that like
Yeah, you know what's funny? I don't know, like maybe I blue back home, but I didn't even know that. When you showed me that on the screen, that's news to me. So I find that just as interesting as everyone else does. I think it just it must be good family genetics, very successful family.
So yeah, so like what happened is that like so we have like Ryan Gosling is like very established person in the Hollywood, and then there comes Ariel Levine, which she came into Hollywood into like the US like maybe like 15 years ago, and then like yeah.
Every Canadian knows Avril.
Yeah so and then like they were like having some links from those two, and then they just like found out that Ryan Gosling and Celine Dion they were related. Then Justin Bieber came in and they said that Justin Bieber and Ryan Gosling they are like cousins. So they were like trying to link it. They were trying to link like Ryan Gosling to everyone else, and they found out that like Ryan Gosling is like related to everyone in like in the business, and they're like it's kind of like whoever worked with Ryan Gosling and whoever come to in Hollywood, like they are related to Ryan Gosling if they come to Canada.
Yeah, that's funny actually. So good. It's good to know.
Yeah, so like yeah, it's kind of like it's like a joke now that like Ryan Gosling is like connecting to every single Canadian singer or Canadian like people that work in Hollywood like in the industry for the entertainment industry.
Yeah, no, it's interesting.
Yeah, have you heard of that thing before? Like
honestly, I honestly haven't heard that before. Like, so I know like Ryan Gosling is like a Kevin Bacon and stuff like that. But like I knew they were all out there and famous and successful. But no, I did not know. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. So here is the next thing. Do you prefer lacrosse or hockey? When I went to high school in the US, because of like I think I'm not sure if I will understand it correctly, but like the person that he was like with the guy that like in charge of my school. I think he was like the head teacher or whatever. I forgot what the role he was, but like he brought hockey, and everyone said like, oh, because he's Canadian, that's why he made the school become like Canadian school, and like brought the hockey in and play. Everyone learned how to play lacrosse, and then Teen Wolf came to the television, and everyone said like, oh, that's like Canadian games, and I was like, do you guys like have to learn how to play hockey or lacrosse in high school?
Yeah, like, you know what? I wouldn't say that like you're not like forced to play hockey or lacrosse, or it's not like mandatory, but it's those sports are so a part of our culture that like everyone just plays it when they're young because everyone else plays it, and so like even myself, I played hockey when I was younger. I didn't hockey wasn't like my thing. I tried it and I was like so, but I wasn't going to be the next Wayne Gretzky or making the NHL. And that's when I kind of just started focusing on like martial arts and training Muay Thai and things like that. But no, if you're Canadian, there's a good chance you've played hockey or lacrosse at some point in your life.
And do you have to? I mean, like, are you good at those kind of thing?
You know what? Like when I was I've thought about this. Okay, so I played hockey when I was a young kid, and I don't know why. I didn't like it at first. I didn't hate it. Don't get me wrong, but like I really struggled with it. I don't know. I didn't have the attention span for it. But as I get older, I think about playing hockey again. Like just like like, oh, it'd be nice to like just play a game with my friends. And I found out that Bangkok does have some ice rinks, and they do have a hockey league. So if they're looking for a Canadian who's if they're looking for a Canadian, I'm definitely here. Although I'm not Wayne Gretzky, that's for sure.
But like lacrosse, like I did it in high school. Like I mean, when I say I did it, I mean like I didn't play it because like I was so terrible at it. I did it like I did it. So when I threw it, I threw it. I could throw it, but I couldn't catch it. It was so difficult. And I look at the picture. The picture looked like they have like the huge catcher.
Yep.
Yeah. But the one that I played in high school, it was so small. And I'm like, how are you gonna catch that? Like it was so small. It looked like, yeah, it looks like I was like, am I playing like baseball? Like I'm supposed to catch it like
Yeah.
using my hand and that.
Probably playing with like a kid-sized stick. They probably gave you like a smaller, which would have been hard.
I was like, yeah, it's not really like yeah, it was, and then like you have to run with the stick and throw it. I'm like, I don't think I can do that. But yeah, it's so but like first like I thought like, so I have to like catch it and throw it to the goal. It sounds like super easy, but when you play it, like it's not really.
Yeah,
no,
it's a very tough sport, and also it's a very I think if like Thai people were to watch a lacrosse game, I think maybe they would find it very violent. Like like because at least like when you play in a competitive league in lacrosse, there's like guys like hitting each other really hard, and in lacrosse you're allowed to like take your stick and just like push a guy up against the board. So it's a competitive game. You can get hurt if you're not careful.
Yeah, and then like after I graduated from high school, maybe like 10 years ago, I started watching Teen Wolf, and they tackle each other. I was like, is that like American football thing? Like they look like they are killing each other. And I was like, when I was younger, we were just catching and throwing. We didn't do tackle, and we didn't do like those kind of like killing each other on the field.
You were just working on your passing and
Yeah,
drilling.
like yelling and passing and yeah.
No, I encourage people watching, look up like competitive professional lacrosse. You could find it on YouTube. It's a very interesting sport. And a lot of people think that hockey is our national sport. Most people think it's hockey, but lacrosse is actually the national sport of Canada. It's our official. So I know in Thailand, Muay Thai is the official sport of Thailand. For Canada, it's lacrosse.
Oh, okay. Oh. So, you said no to those. You said no to those.
Saying no to
those two sports.
Yeah, you know what? Like I said, I would if someone offered me right now, like hey, do you want to go play lacrosse? Like, sure, I'd play it, but I don't think I'd play it all the time.
Okay, let's see. Are you? The next question is very surprising to me. Like, I didn't know that you guys are very educated people. I mean, like, I just look up and I saw that the CNBC said that Canada is it's like the top 5, but back in 2018, they said that you are the first nation that has the majority of citizen graduate from the university.
Yep. So that is true. There's more people in Canada have university degrees than they don't have university degrees. And I think why that is, and a big reason why that is in Canada, as a Canadian citizen, elementary school and high school is free. You don't have to pay to go to school for elementary and high school. You only have to pay if you want to go to university. So I think a lot of families are able to save the money when the kids are young that they would have spent and then just put that towards university. And also I find that in Canada, it's very competitive to be a teacher in Canada because it's very good paying. And so you have to be very qualified to be a teacher. And a lot of people want to be a teacher. So it's a hard job to get. And the ones that do get it really have to prove themselves.
But like, something very interesting to me that I found in their research is that when they said the First Nation, they said it because of a lot of Canadian people received the degree from the US, because like in Thailand we have like so many people graduated with the university, but we don't have people that graduated with a lot of American qualification or American university. And so like you guys have so many people have US degrees, so that's kind of like that's like make it much more qualified to say that like you have like the first most educated people in the nation.
Yes, but you know what? I feel very bad because in North America and in some places in Europe, they really do have the top level universities in the world. And because those countries are in English speaking countries, as an English speaker, it's easier to go. So now that I work with lots of students teaching English over here, in order for someone over here to go to a university like that, they have to do a test called like the IELTS. And there's another one for IELTS, I believe, is for like going to a English, like a United Kingdom university. And then they have another one to go to an American. And it's very tough. Like it is not an easy thing. Like I have looked at some IELTS questions, and even as a native English speaker, like I found some of the questions confusing. So
it's very confusing. Yeah. Have you ever taken one exam like the IELTS exam or TOEFL exam?
I did like a practice one online. Like it was like free. Like I didn't pay for it. It was kind of like Yeah, I did very well. I passed with flying colors, but it's my first language. So if you were to give me the same test in Thai, I would get a 0, right? So
It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know what they were testing. Like, I mean, like, what kind of thing are they really testing? ครับ ครับก็แรนเขาก็บอกว่าเขาเคยลอง IELTS exam นะครับ แล้วเขาก็บอกว่ามันยากโคตรๆยากสุดๆ แต่ว่าผมก็ไม่ผมก็เคยลอง IELTS exam มันก็ไม่ได้ยากมากนะสำหรับตัวผมนะคือมันก็โอเคเฉยๆนะ แต่ว่าผมก็ไม่ทราบว่าเขาจะเอาไปวัดอะไรมากมายเพราะว่าเวลาไปไปเรียนมหาลัยเนี่ยเขาต้องการแค่ตอนนั้นผมเหมือน 5.5 หรือ6หรือ6หรือ 6.5 นะแต่ว่าเขาบางมหาลัยเขาต้องการสูงๆอะซึ่งมันก็คือเราไม่ได้ใช้ภาษาที่ถึงขนาดที่ว่าเราต้องการแบบ 6.5 มากถึงมากกว่านั้นนะครับซึ่งแรนเขาบอกว่ามันยากมากเขาก็ไม่ทราบว่าทดสอบไปอะไรเนี่ยซึ่งเขาไปอยู่มหาลัยเนี่ยเขาก็บอกว่าสำหรับเขาว่าเข้ามหาลัยมันไม่ต้องใช้พวก IELTS หรือ TOEFL exam นะมันก็เลยง่ายสำหรับเขา Okay, so let's see. So when I was in US, I had to do something called SAT exam. It
yeah.
wasn't that difficult. I mean, it was difficult, but it wasn't that as difficult as doing the TOEFL exam. Like TOEFL exam, I have to stare in front of the computer for like 3 hours, which is like much more difficult to like read the textbook and fill in the blank. Yeah, I don't know like what kind of thing that they were making the kids nowadays do because like it's difficult as hell for me. And I hope that you are teaching English language for younger kids. I hope that you are doing the good job, man.
I'm trying. You know what? I know English is not an easy language to learn, and I never really realized that until I started teaching English because like I just like I was born and it was my first language, right? So I really have a lot of respect and appreciation for my students at my school that do work hard. Like I have some students that they're in my class and they're like, I don't want to learn English, and I understand that, right? Like when I was in school in Canada, I didn't want to learn French, so
Yeah.
I understand.
So we have like the Canadian food. On the left hand side, is that fries? Is that นั่นมันครับเราก็มีอาหารสำหรับอาหารจากแคนาดานะครับทางซ้ายบนเนี่ยผมก็ดูเหมือนมันเป็นเฟรนช์ฟรายนะครับทางขวาล่างมันเป็น maple syrup นะครับ Can you tell me like what is it on the top left? Is I look it up, but I cannot pronounce the name of it.
Can I ever tell you what that is? Okay, so that is a Canadian poutine. And Mickey, I am so upset right now because that is something I miss very much back home, but I don't think you can find here in Thailand. But what it is it's French fries, and then it has gravy on top. So like gravy that you would like pour on like normally like chicken or something like that. And then this is the special part, okay? It's cheese. But it's not just any cheese. It's called a cheese curd. And it comes from like, there's a special way it's made. And when you put it on the gravy, the cheese melts with the fries. And if you've never had it, it probably doesn't sound good. But once you try it, it's amazing. I need to start a tea shop in Bangkok. The Canadians would love it. They'd go crazy.
Yeah. When I look it up, I look at what Canadian eat. It's pop up and I'm like, that looks like fry, but it has cheese and maple syrup. That sounds like something that it would be good for me if I were going out and come back home and get hungover, and that's gonna be like the best breakfast ever.
It's the ultimate hangover food.
Yeah.
Listen, if you go out after a night of drinking, in Thailand, the blend 265, The next day, oh, nothing would feel better than a poutine.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, this is I don't know if you have ever watched this one or not, but so I have a clip here, and this is like what I saw on the internet a while ago, but I don't know if you have ever watched it. And it's about if this clip is like passed through a lot of people who live in other country or study in another language or another country before, and it's kind of like very funny for me and for other, and it's to die for.
Japanese.
Because yeah, it's hold up, let me put it up. Yep, there you go.
Who became ugly studying abroad. Okay, it's caught my interest already.
Let's see.
Blonde.
Can you hear the voice? Can you hear the voice though?
Yeah, I can hear it a little bit, but I can see the subtitles, so I can read from the subtitles.
No. I mean, can you hear the voice of the video?
I can hear your voice, but it's a little fuzzy.
No. I know the clip video, the voice video.
No, I'm not hearing the sound, but I see the subtitles.
Hold on, let me. Let's see. Can you hear the voice now?
Yeah, I can hear the sound now.
Okay.
Six months. Oh, hold on, I think it's lagging a bit. Hey, Mickey, can you still hear me? Hey, Mickey,
Yo,
can you rewind it like 30 seconds? It kind of lagged. I missed the last.
hold on. Like that.
That's funny.
Yep.
That's actually pretty funny. That's you gotta send me that link.
It was funny. Yeah, it was.
So
Yep. So
it made me laugh. So here's my perspective from watching that video.
Yep.
Okay, this is my thoughts. So I thought it was very funny, and
Yep.
so she came from Japan, and it said when she came, she went to Vancouver. Now, if you're Canadian, you know in Vancouver, Canada, they have one of the biggest Asian populations
Yep.
in Canada. So when you go there, so it's funny when she said she was in Vancouver and she's like, everyone's Asian. I laughed because yes, it's true. There's a lot of Asian people in Vancouver. So that made me laugh. And then you know what? Even for myself, who has lived here in Asia, this is a story of just culture shock. It's a classic case, right? Where whenever you go somewhere new, like when I went to China for the first year, like when I got there, I was like, what the, like everything was just so different to me, right? And I felt the same way. Like honestly, the first couple of months, I felt myself kind of, like kind of getting sad. I was like, man, like I don't have my friends here, and I don't know. I don't speak the language. Like I don't, I got no friends. And then, like sooner or later, what happens is, if you just stick it out, you start to meet someone that you can speak with, right? You'll meet someone over here, like yourself who speaks English, or, through me at school, because, I work in the English department. I was able to meet some Thai friends who spoke English. And so, slowly but surely, you start to adapt. And it's funny because I feel the same way about over here. Like I came over here and at first was, so confused. And now I'm like her. I'm like, oh, I want to live here forever. I want to learn Thai. I'll be fluent in no time.
So like yeah, it's kind of like a lot of people like when they go to other country. Like for example, me too. Like when I was younger, I was like, yeah, like well, like I don't know anyone, and then like after that, like 3 months, I start getting loose, and I'm like, okay, I don't care about my look. I don't care about anything. Like screw it. Like I'm gonna let loose. Like yeah, like clothes. Like I don't really care how I look anymore. Like yeah. So like get lost with like the culture.
And you know what? Yeah, no, everybody goes through it. But you know what? The one benefit of moving to Canada, like if you are from one thing that I love about Canada is it is truly a multicultural country. Like when you go to Canada, you can't really tell who's Canadian and who's not. Like I'm here in Thailand. Okay, I go outside, no one's gonna think I'm Thai, right? Like, no one's gonna think I was born here, or. But the thing is when you go to Canada, there is so many different communities. Like, even as a Thai person, there is Thai communities. Like, there's still great Thai food in Canada, and it's very multicultural. So you get a little bit of every different culture in Canada. So I think if you are considering, like, for all those people out there. I say this a lot because I have a lot of students that ask me, that Ryan, I want to travel abroad. I don't know if I should go to Canada or the States. Okay. And now I'm not hating on the States, and I think I'm biased because I'm born from Canada, but I really think if you want to go to university as a Thai person or even just a person from Asia, I think Canada is a good bet, because when you get here, yes, it will be different. Yes, it will be weird, but you can find a Thai community, and you can find, if you're Chinese, there's a Chinese Canadian community. If you're Thai, there's a Thai Canadian, My heritage is actually Irish. My grandparents are from Ireland. So
You
there's
look
even
like one here. You look like one here. Well, the thing is, like, if someone asked me right now, like, should they go to Canada or the USA, I would say that I'm not saying the US is difficult. I'm not saying that the US is bad, but like for the situation right now, I have to say that go with the Canada because of because of like because of to be honest, like if you go to US, you cannot work outside. If you do, you will be risking to get caught and get kicked out from the country. But for Canada, they can work for 20 hours, like off campus, and that would be like the best benefit for study in the Canada. Yeah.
Personally, from my experience, and to my American friends, I'm not throwing shade. I have a lot of American friends. I'm not saying, but what I find about America is it's very, it's funny. It's called the United States of America, but I find it's such a divided country. Like each state has their own values, and like California, like people from like a red state like Florida don't like people from like a blue state like California, and so I find that they're just a little more divided. And I find that just Canadian people, like Canadians, we have our own opinions too. Like we have our own political parties that we support, but I just find in general, like Canadians, we're more together, and I think we're just more welcoming to immigrants as a whole. But like I said, that's not everyone's experience in America. Like there's lots of people that go to America too and love it. So it just depends. But I think Canada's better.
Well, yeah.
Cold. It's just
Yeah.
cold. My thing. It's just cold.
I'll keep in mind that I have to say that I went to Canada once, but that was like the airport situation. But my mom said that Canada is the best because she went to Canada so many times. But I don't know. I have never been there. I should go there sometimes. But
no, man,
yeah,
you have to know it. If one of these days, if you go out to Canada, all right, maybe every once in a while I like to go back and visit, my family and my friends. I'll show you the real Canada, Mickey. You'll have fun.
All right, so let's go to the last question. How do you different Canadian people from American? I mean, the accent, like when you walk around, or like when I see someone on the street, like how can I tell?
It's funny. I think it really does come down to the accents, and it's hard. It's hard because, like I said, Canada is multicultural. America still is very multicultural as well. So it definitely is hard, but I think it really does come down to the accents. And I don't know, like when so living as an expat in Bangkok, you get to meet different people all the time. And I don't know, like it's not even anything about an American. It's almost like I sense this like American vibe to them. It's not even, I don't know. It's like a Spider-Man sense. Like for me as a Canadian and growing up in Canadian culture, if I see a guy who's clearly North American, as soon as I start talking to him, whether he says it or not, I can tell if he's American or Canadian.
Well, that sounds. I don't know. Like for me, like when I talk to someone, and the accent is one of them, but that's how I differ from like that's how I differ from British, and kind of like differ from the West of the world, which is the new world and the old world. Like the new world, like you guys, and the old world, like the English and Australian people. That's what I thought of, like the new world versus old world. And then I have to look at when you said the attitude, like you guys have Canadian people, you guys always say sorry first,
Yeah, we
politer.
do. Yeah, we do.
And then I have to wait until you say something like some certain pronunciation is different. That's and
Yeah.
how you enunciate that's
We
the only
it's
thing.
like we do say sorry a lot, and it's just like we try to be like over polite, I guess. And like I'll literally like I'll be at the grocery store and someone will bump into me and I'll be like, oh sorry and just kidding, like I didn't even do anything, right? Like it's just what I'm used to saying. I don't know, it's funny though.
Yeah, but in the end, like that's kind of like something that I'm looking forward to hear more about you. Like anyway, thank you so much for spending time with me tonight, and hope to see you again sometime later. And
thank you so much, Mickey. I had a blast, man. I hope to come back on again soon. We can do it again.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. How are you doing with the school and COVID thing?
So as it stands right now, so I work at a government school in Samut Prakan. And right now, school for me is delayed until July 1st. So normally I was supposed to go back right around now. So I think it was May 15th. Like today very well might have been my first day back had the virus not hit. But right now it's being delayed till July 1st. But I've been talking with the school, and we also work through an agency that helps us, get the schools. And they're talking right now about hopefully getting us back quicker than July 1st, but through online. So maybe the students could, hop onto an app like Zoom or an app like this, and we could start our classes this way.
I don't know about that. I mean, like the government thing is kind of like confusing me. Like, I heard that I spoke to you a couple of days before, and then you said that you were waiting for the government to announce what they were doing. And I said that I don't know. I have no idea what the government will say or what government thing the government will do about the new school policy. I mean, it's kind of like we are up in the air.
Yeah, no, and so as a foreigner teacher, all I can do is just hope for the best. But I want to get back to school too, so I still have bills to pay too, right?
Anyway, thank you so much. I hope to hear you back maybe next week, or if you have time. And hope you have a good time, and hope you have fun tonight, the weekend. And thank you so much again.
All right, Mickey, and thanks to everyone who tuned in. Kop kun kop, and hopefully see you next time.
Okay.
Bye.
ครับผม thank you so much for watching ขอบคุณมากนะครับที่ติดตามนะครับก็วันนี้เราคงต้องลาไปก่อนนะครับมีอะไรก็คอมเมนต์มาได้นะครับสำหรับวันนี้ก็สวัสดีครับ